Hey, Lynette, can I hear from you, please? Be bold.
I'm not sure, but I'll let you know when I submit it.
Okay, and the two numbers that we shared in our previous engagement, I didn't receive any work from you. The two numbers that we had to work out. Yes, can I hear from you, Lynette? Lynette, I didn't receive work. Why? Lynette has gone off. Let me hear from Hathy. Hathy? Hathy, can you hear me? Are you able to speak?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, which unit are you on now?
This I'm finishing numeration system and plus values. I'm going to do the assignment.
Okay. Numeration system and place values. Is there any challenge you've encountered? Lynette, you enable your mic, please? Okay, can you speak right now?
Yes.
Okay. I was still inquiring about the other previous work because you were doing ratios and proportions, but you've not yet sent me in, you've not yet sent any assignment so far. So you need to dwell back into it so that you can do the assignment. If you're meeting challenges with your assignment, please let me know so that we can help and answer that assignment, okay?
Yes.
But had you begun it?
Yes.
And what happened on the way? You received a lot of challenges.
No.
What happened? How about the other work that we shared in our last engagement about ratios and proportions? What happened? Can I know, please? Did you work out the numbers?
Yes.
Okay, so you did it in the book or on the site?
Book.
The book. And you didn't send them to me. So you're going to send that work to me, please, to them. Put it in our WhatsApp group so that we can go through, okay?
Okay.
Yep. Has had gone off. I think her network is also poor. And she was still telling me about what she was doing. Hathy, can you speak? Hathy, can you speak? So Lynette, about graphs, have you encountered any challenge?
No.
Okay, everything is well.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, Hathy, because I had prepared something different, but I didn't want to go to it unless I've known how far you've gone with your units. So Hathy, can you speak? Hathy has gone off again. So Lynette, actually, as we are waiting for Hathy, you can turn on your video and share with me your work you did, okay? The other numbers that you've told me you did in the book. You can turn on your video and share with me. Is it fine?
Yeah, but okay, first wait.
I do it. Treasure, you're welcome. Enable your mic so that we can move on. Okay, Lynette, she says she lost her book and she can't see it anymore. Lynette has also gone off. So Esther, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Are you able to speak? Okay, so you can speak. Which unit are you on?
For me, I failed to access the work. Like I last got through the probability thing that we went through with you. Those some of the part of which you did discuss about it. But the site goes off and on, it's on and off. But with now, I managed to try the part of sets, unit of set, a bit of it, but I can't access the site again.
Okay, you had begun sets. or that is going to be fixed so that you can access sets again and complete it, because it has a number of work within it. Hathy, you're back?
Yes.
You are still sharing with me, then you went off.
Yes.
Did you work out the other numbers?
Yes, I did, but I wasn't able to send them.
Oh, take pictures and send them on my WhatsApp,
Okay, I
because
will
you
do
have my
that.
number.
Okay.
You have my number, so take pictures and send it. Esther, did you work out the other numbers?
Which numbers, teacher Lynette?
About ratios and proportions.
But you have told us you are going to help us go through them, because I told you I still have a problem with that.
We went through the numbers, then later on, I sent some work on WhatsApp so that we can try them out.
No.
You didn't? So Hathy worked out and she's on and off. Her network is very poor, I guess. Then Lynette, she lost her book. So I sent the work. If you find challenge with it, it's in the WhatsApp group, then you can contact me individually, then we go through it. The questions are in the WhatsApp group because I sent their document. So you will go through it. Lynette, I can't send the numbers now. You'll check in our WhatsApp group for primary 6. The work is there. I can't send you the work right now. But you'll check in the WhatsApp group and do the work. And you've told me you're not meeting any challenge so far. The unit you're covering, so we can discuss, we can go to sets. As Esther said that she's there, but she has not yet covered all of it, and she has not yet accessed the work. So briefly, Esther, you can tell us what you've so far covered in sets, then we can start from there. Yes, Esther, can I hear from you? Esther, are you able to speak?
Sorry, I'm back. I had gone out. I'm back.
Okay. I want us to go through the sets you're covering, but I want you first to share with us how far you had gone from the last time you accessed the site.
I could just pick few of them, mostly those that I really didn't understand. That's why I'm like, maybe I need to write everything I find there because the site is not stable. So I can share with what I like. I wrote down that which I didn't understand because I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't write everything that I went through, but in the first, there is where I saw this this thing of an equal set and then the equal set. But
The
there is
unequal.
where they say there is when I look at the yes, an equal set and then the equal set.
So
Before you go to the complement and what have you.
okay, equal sets.
Remember that
That's what I've got because you're
triangles, squares, but they have the same. Let's say that one set they have 5 members. An equal state, but they have the same elements. But when you see they are the same, they have the same members. They are like 5 in P, they're 5 in C, but they have different pictures.
She has gone off. I think her network is not that good. She was trying to tell share about the sets, the difference between when what they mean by saying equal set and not equal, then equivalent. I think she has talked about equivalent also. She's back. Let us hear from her. Yes, Esther, you were breaking the first time.
Yeah, maybe my internet is not stable. But I guess you have understand, like you understand my problem now. Hello.
Okay, about the sets, the equal and then the unequal sets, or the then have you talked about equivalent sets also?
Yes, even equivalent.
Okay. So those ones, when you look at the sets, the first introduction is about the types or the kinds. And these kinds come with a grouping or from what you've put together to form these sets here. Because we start with the empty sets, we have the subsets, we have equivalent sets, we have equal sets, we have union sets, we have intersection sets, we have disjoint sets, universal, complement of sets, we have non-equivalent, and then the solution sets. The solution sets, we shall also look at them when that time comes, because it is also part of these sets here when they talk about sets, because these are the things that come along. You find that today you may look at the empty sets, the teacher will talk about empty sets, they give you a disjoint set. So we need to have all the ideas about them. When they talk about, remember a set is a collection of things or well-defined objects. Well-defined objects, what do they mean? If you can identify that this is this, they've put a cup here, they've put a plate here, they've put a box here, and you can identify the items or the elements of the set, the elements put together, that makes it a set. So whenever these things are put together, we form what we call a set. When they talk about equal set, let me share my whiteboard, I think. Let us see the idea of equal sets, what they mean, then we can also look at the equivalent sets. For the equal sets, let us start with the equal sets. There are two words here we need to understand, all to analyze. We have equal, then sets. For the sets, we know what they mean by set. Who can tell what equal means? If they say these things are equal, what do they mean?
I think they mean when they have the same numbers or they look alike.
Thank you so much, Esther. So others, when they talk about, when they say these things are equal, they are measuring in terms of quantity. They may also look at the type. Let's assume there is a bag packed. They will look at what is inside this bag. What is inside this bag here? Now let us have some two sets here. We have set A and B. So in set A, we may have a triangle. Also have a triangle here. A circle, rectangle. So when you look at these two sets, set A has 3 elements. Set B has 3 elements. After checking the number, when you're looking for that quality of equality, you go again and check the kind of elements in each set. Are they the same? So for the sets to be equal sets, they must have the same elements and the same number of elements. Same kind of elements, the same number of elements. For example, here, when you look at set A, has a triangle, it has a circle, it has a rectangle. The same applies to set B. So set A and set B are equal sets. So when we are talking about equal sets, that's the symbol we use for equal sets. You can express it in terms, or you can write it as a word, equal, or you can use this symbol here. And when does equality comes? When do we say that the sets are equal? We only say the sets are equal if the number of elements in the given sets are the same, and they are the same. And when you count the number should also be the same. Esther, have you got that?
Yes, I get that.
Okay. Hathi, have you got it?
Yes.
Lynette?
Yes.
Okay. So then there are two. The opposite of equal, we can say it, in English, you may say unequal, I think. Unequal, not equal. But for us in math, if a set is equal, they may be equivalent. But still, we have sets that are not equivalent and not equal still as well. But when do we say that the sets are equivalent? They are equivalent. We say that the sets are equivalent. Let me first clean this board very well. When the sets are, for us to say that the sets are equivalent, we don't consider the kind. It's like saying that I'm 12 years, Hathi is also 12 years. We don't mind about the size of the body. That is for the equivalent sets. We only consider the number. Equivalent sets, we only consider the numbers. For example, we have this set here. Set W, and we have set P. In this set here, we have a triangle. We also have, let me draw it well so that it can be defined. we have a semicircle. Then in this set here, we have a circle. We also have a tree. So when you look in set W, we have 2 elements. Set P has 2 elements, but they are different kinds of elements. Because set W has a triangle, it has a semicircle, and set P has a circle and a tree. The 2 sets have different elements, but the same number of elements. So there we conclude by saying that set W and set P are equivalent sets. We can use this is the symbol for equivalent sets, or we also have this. We also have this. For the equivalent sets. So for equivalent sets, we only consider the number, we don't consider the size, we don't consider the nature, we only consider the number. That's why I told you that if they are, when we are looking that for equivalent sets, you may find that, so here we don't consider the size of anything. That's, for example, if we say that, and this girl here has 2 years. Then we also have another small girl here with also 2 years. So for us to say that these sets are equivalent, we don't look at their size. We don't look at the nature. We are like, oh, this one is very tall to be 2 years. No, we only consider the number that they are 2 years. So they are equivalent. I don't know whether you've got me. Esther, have you got it?
Yes, I get that.
Okay, Hathi?
Yes.
Lynette? So that's the difference between the equivalent sets and the equal sets. Equal sets, we consider the number, we consider the nature, all the kind. But for the equivalent sets, we don't consider the kind, we don't consider the nature. For the equivalent set, we don't consider the nature of the elements around. We only consider the number, all the quantity. If we are looking for 5, regardless, the 5 is, they've gathered stones and the other one has gathered apples, we consider them equivalent sets because they have the same number of elements. So Esther, within sets, which other thing could you want the types of sets? Which other sets do you want us?
Maybe on that very one, there is where they ask, you find when they ask a question, just like the one we have now on the whiteboard, and they ask you a question that, what is the intersection of W and P? But when you're seeing, they don't that.
Okay. So in this case, when they ask for the intersection, remember intersection means the common elements in the given sets. That is the intersection. But when you look at set W and set P, they don't have any element in common.
Yes.
That means that set W and P are disjoint sets. They don't have anything that connects them, apart from the relationship they have in common of being equivalent sets. That's after comparing the two. And so,
yes.
When you're writing about set W and P, when they're requesting for the intersection, that can be written as W intersection P is an empty set. Excuse me. Because they don't have any element in common.
Yeah,
But
that was
okay, excuse me. But when they talk about but it's not a must and it's not a fact that equivalent sets don't have intersection. Because you may find a set of this kind. You may find set, this is set B, and this is set C. You find that set B has a triangle. It has an oval also. Then you go to set C, you find it with a triangle, and you also find it with you find it with a rectangle. So you find that these two sets, they are not equal sets because all their elements are not the same. But they are equivalent sets because the elements in both sets have two elements. Each set has two elements. Then when they ask for the intersection, they ask for the intersection of set P, sorry, set B, intersection set C is a triangle because it's what they have in common. When they ask for number of B intersection C, that's when you say it is 1. They are equivalent sets, but they have an element in common. So I think we also need to note that difference. Esther, are we together?
yes.
Okay. So it's not a must or a guarantee that equivalent sets should not have any element in common. Lynette, have you got it?
Yes.
Okay. Hathi, is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So you may find very many sets. You may find 2 sets. They are equivalent sets, but they have almost 6 elements in common, but a difference of 1 element. They don't qualify to be equal sets. So we need to note that when we're dealing with sets. Any other issue, all the rest we can arrange. I'm going to organize some more, then we can look at it next time.
Yes. Then when they are not equal, what is the sign you use there?
Not equal, the symbol for unequal sets. This is what we use. We use this, the symbol of equal sets, crossed, showing that they are not equal. The same applies to not equivalent sets or non-equivalent sets. We use the very symbol for equivalent sets, but crossed, showing that they are not equivalent sets. So this, when you find that the 2 sets don't have any element in common, that makes them disjoint sets because they don't have anything that connects them. You may find one set has 8 elements different, another one has 6 elements different. All you may find they are equivalent sets, but they don't have any element in common. So they become disjoint sets. I'm going to organize some work about the sets. Then we can go through and also apply it because there are a number of questions that we need to exploit where they talk about the class, a class with 10 girls. These are these ones want this, these ones want this. So we just look for what is common. We shall also look at how to apply such concepts and sets. I wish you a nice day. Bye-bye. Have a nice
Bye.
time. Send the work, please.
Okay.
Lynette, bye-bye. Send the work, please. When you do your work, take pictures and send it before
Yes.
it gets lost. Esther, bye-bye. You check in the WhatsApp group. There are those
Yes.
numbers there. In case you meet a challenge, we can organize an individual engagement.
Thank you, Teacher Linda.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's okay. Happy, you say you're going to send the work. I'll be waiting. Bye-bye, Esther.
Bye, Teacher Linda.
Bye.